connections. When you talk about Venus in Virgo, Mercury in Libra, it's here September 18th, 19th, and this is a beautiful opportunity to realize who you've considered your enemies, whether that's been thoughts, people, co-workers, habits, behaviors, okay, family and social conditionings. It is a time to actually step into this potent portal right now. And this is a portal of connection. It's a portal of healing. It's a portal that, alongside Venus and Virgo, Mercury and Libra, Mercury will rule. Okay, these two shifts are going to be major considering this eclipse season, right? Leading into this, right next to the Virgo new moon eclipse. And it's going to create a bridge, okay? And this bridge will be something that actually will bridge communication. It'll bridge devotion. It'll bridge dialogue with your body, your spirit, other people you are connected with, and so much more. So the thing is, today we're talking about how these transits are actually rewriting our relationships. The relationship with our body, the relationship with your lover and your partner, the relationship with yourself, obviously, the relationship you have with karmic contracts. Because it's really about an awakening leading into this Virgo eclipse, right? Like, the shaman within all of us is in a space where we understand we can dream brand new worlds, and we can do that together during Mercury and Libra, Venus and Libra. So hit the thumbs up and the likes button, subscribe if you're brand new. Do consider checking in with our membership coming up on the 21st of September. So we're going to dive into Virgo. Do what you got to do. We're going to dive into Virgo. Now, Venus in Virgo is the devotional lover. I know people think that Venus is in its fall and it doesn't do well. And it's like, no, it's not true. The evolution of Venus in Virgo is really where critiquing begins. But it's also this consideration of the search for perfection. And it's like, we all know perfection needs to just be interchanged for Virgo with improvement. Because when Virgo matures, it evolves into devotion. And you want a devoted partner, you want a devoted practice to yourself. Devotion to seeing the sacred within the imperfect. Now, Virgo's gift with Venus and Virgo is literally a loyalty that is literally unshakable, okay? Once true love is found, Venus and Virgo, which you can deal with every day, this is the partner who literally refines love into service itself, refines love into care, and refines love into a healing touch, as well as a presence as an earth sign. So beyond the blueprint with Venus and Virgo, we have to understand that love doesn't need to be dramatic. Love doesn't need to be divine. This is what we're learning coming from Venus and Leo. Sometimes love is really in the quiet acts of service, the quiet acts of devotion, the quiet acts of cooking food or cleaning the kitchen, taking out the trash, but doing so with care and consideration for your partner or the people you're dealing with every day. It's the details that you remember that no one else would consider to think of. So the thing is, when you look at Virgo, Venus and Virgo, there's a chakra and a body activation. When you think about Virgo, Virgo is a sign that actually rules the solar plexus, as well as the small intestines, the spleen, where we digest not only food, but we digest our experiences. And I've been talking about this in some of my posts, so check out my posts, check out my videos, check out our membership. Hit the thumbs up and likes button. These experiences that we're digesting is a lot coming from the lunar eclipse in Pisces. But the thing is, in balance, this solar plexus chakra, it allows us to feel nourished, allows us to feel clear, allows us to feel empowered. We're able to discern, what is ours and literally what's not ours. And this is very important so that you can understand when you're out of balance. So Venus and Virgo out of balance will look like nitpicking, criticizing, craving control, whether that's control of your environment or the people you're dealing with every day, the people you have to be in contact with, and reaching for refined foods, sugary foods, stimulants, coffee, cake, okay? I'm not gonna say I don't do that, so don't get me wrong, but it's this constant busyness that keeps us from sitting with ourselves. So if you notice yourself wanting to speed up with these stimulants, stuff like that, that's solar plexus energy that is craving balance. And so what these cravings could look like, all right, is really kind of avoiding simple foods. And when you want to balance your cravings, you want to focus on warm foods, because the solar plexus is a warm organ. It's heat, it's fire, it's solar, right? Solar, right? Plexus. Warm foods, simple foods, one ingredient foods, right? When you eat a cucumber, guess what? It is a cucumber. When you eat a pepper, guess what? It's a pepper, right? So these are simple one ingredients foods, okay? Other than that, spiced foods, foods that actually support your digestion. So black pepper, ginger, turmeric, teas, cooked greens, okay? Grounding grains, whether that's rice or amaranth or quinoa or potato, sweet potato. So when you think about Venus and Virgo, it has a past life connection, an Akashic imprint that we could talk about. And we'll learn more about this within our membership, or come with me. Venus and Virgo is one who carries the past life memories of vows, like a priest, like a monk. Vows of service, vows of dignity, vows where love was considered a duty itself. Not necessarily a joy, right? So this ain't Venus and Leo. They ain't here to have fun all the time. But vows of duty in your past life, where many of us are healing these old karmas, when it comes to being a caretaker, when it comes to being a fixer, right? When it comes to being a martyr. But in this lifetime, you have an opportunity, especially with this new moon eclipse, the solar eclipse in Virgo, to learn that love is not sacrifice, okay? It is literally more of a devotion that is born of freedom itself. So this, okay, a harmonizer of your integrity and the challenges that you faced. The evolution of Mercury with Mercury in Libra, who does really well in air signs, okay? Mercury loves air signs. Begins by meditating, begins by trying to keep everyone happy, okay? But that's when it's out of balance, immature, young. When it's mature, it evolves into this authentic expression of truth, okay? A symbol that is exalted in Saturn, right? Where's Saturn? Pisces. So we're letting something go. A truth that creates real harmony. Pisces is a sign of true harmony. Saturn and Pisces is where this is at right now, in retrograde. Real harmony is not necessarily false peace. And you've heard this plenty of times, so let's really think about what is the gift here, okay? When I think about the gift here is to consider the thumbs up and the likes button to me. So I thank you, I appreciate you for checking in live. Comment what you want. The gift here is an innate ability to subscribe. All right, I'm gonna stop playing with you. An innate ability to literally subscribe. I ain't playing, subscribe. Got you. Okay, an innate ability to literally understand that multiple perspectives and weaving the bridge between those perspectives itself in an untimely manner, non-linear, right? Beyond the blueprint of this Mercury in Libra is a blueprint of communication that is not just pretty, it's not just polite, it is literally transformative, okay? It's liberating, it's balancing, it's harmonizing, and guess what? Libra, it's relational. So let's talk about the chakra and the body activations that happens with Mercury and Libra, specifically with this planet, while we're moving into the solar eclipse in Virgo. Libra rules the kidneys, where we filter water, and the sacral chakra, where relationships happen, okay? Where we experience joy, where we do what feels good and not sacrifice ourselves, where we filter the toxins. These toxins can be emotional, they can be physical, which you need some water, or take it from here, you need more. So these toxins, they can be filtered, right? And they're not just emotional, they're also physical. Libra, all right? Opposite sign being Aries, which Libra will go through a lot of oppositions with Aries, okay? Neptune in Aries, Chiron in Aries, etc., etc. So when we look at this, when we're in balance, we speak about our truth, but with grace. We speak about our truth with a balance of self-expression, with a deep sense of listening, a deep form of listening. You know, where relationships itself feel equalizing, they feel nourishing, they don't feel like it's just a give and no take, or a take and no give. So to recognize that balance, we gotta see what it looks like to be out of balance. And when we're out of balance, we overindulge, right? We reach for the sweets, which again, like I said, it's the kidneys. So what can overrun those kidneys? When it has to filter out too much sugar or things that are diluted in the water. We reach for the alcohol. We reach for the marijuana. Guess what? When you have to do any drugs, this is pills, this is aspirin, this is Tylenol, this is paracetamol, this is naproxen. All these things will really negatively impact the kidneys because it's going to force us to go overdrive. And now I have Mercury in Libra. Guess what? That means that your mind will become very cloudy. So instead of being clear like all the rest of the air signs, Mercury in Libra, where we can actually focus on this karmic story and narrative coming to an end, aka Saturn and Pisces coming to an end, Venus and Virgo, right, which we talked about a little bit earlier, really a true purification so that we can digest our experience. The out of balance will look like needing social approval. It will look like having endless conversations that literally avoid real death. And I know some 29-degree Libras that, you know, I had some tremendous internal battles with, if I'm being honest with, like avoiding death. And it's not fun, but it taught me something. So when you look at how you balance these cravings, here's what you want to focus on. You want to focus on hydrating foods, herbal teas. It really helps out the kidneys, okay? Chamomile, mint, peppermint. You know, one of my favorite things was literally getting my own mint and peppermint and rosemary plants, where like I pull rosemary, I pull peppermint, I pull right from my garden. It's amazing. It makes me so happy. So these herbal teas will help the kidneys. Fruits that have a high water content, watermelon, right? Prickly pear, cactus, anything with a high water content. That's a vegetable maybe to help clean. Now, also you want to share meals with people you date and love that bring you joy, but without excess, okay? So when you look at the Akashic records of a Libra type energy, or Mercury Libra, the past life imprint, Mercury in Libra is the kind of energy that holds the karmic memory of peacemakers, okay? Deal makers, right? Libra is a contractual deal maker. It wants to rise up the career ladder, but also primarily peacemakers that were silenced. Specifically silenced for their truth when they try to create balance, try to harmonize. In their past lives, some of them may have literally played roles of diplomats, mediators, monks, scapegoats even, right? We've seen the movie, somebody got to take, in the political environment, somebody got to take the fall, right? You see this recently, a political guy just got shot in the neck, like at a Trump rally. Guess what? He was a scapegoat. Maybe I should have said that live, but whatever. So choosing harmony at the cost of authenticity, right? The transit of Mercury and Libra literally invites us to purify the voice, to speak with integrity, even if it literally disrupts or disturbs the old order. Order, balance, scales, okay? Venus in Virgo, which is going to get the ruler of Libra real critical. So the question now is, how do we bridge the gap between Virgo and Libra? Because they're really working together right now, especially because Mercury is ruling Virgo and Venus in Virgo, okay? And you have a mutual reception, which is when Venus is ruling Libra. So they are listening to each other, they understand. And Venus in Virgo wants to refine our story. It wants to take Mercury and Libra to refine our truth. And together, this is what they're saying. I thank you for those hearts and those thumbs up. I do appreciate you. Share this video, get it out there. All right, subscribe if you're new and you're rocking with the message. And check out our membership coming up September 21st is the next one. We're doing Earth Magic. So here's what they want to do together, okay? They want to purify the body. They want to purify the mind. They want to purify your solar plexus, your work engine, okay? Don't overwork. They want to purify the voice. They want to harmonize the love, and they want to help us speak from a place of devotion and no longer fear. Because remember, the Libra was representing that solar plexus where, you know, if we're speaking from fear rather than joy, okay, speaking from fear rather than love, it's going to really impact Virgo's digestive fire, which is linked to the solar plexus, to the small intestines, to the spleen, where we process things that hopefully are not difficult to digest. But if I'm being real, with a lunar eclipse in Pisces, there are probably things we haven't digested in 15, 20, 40 years. So probably it's really difficult to digest, right? And we're going to take it piece of piece. And we have a new moon, solar eclipse in Virgo, which is going to really help us, all right, with this digestion. As we meet and bridge to Libra's filtering waters, these sacred waters of the kidneys, the sacral chakra, where the message, the message is subscribe. The message is to clear your system. The message is to clear your connections. If you have connections out of balance, wipe them out, but with grace. This is your alchemy. You have the opportunity. I have the opportunity. My lover has the opportunity. We all have the opportunity. Your parents have the opportunity. Your kids have the opportunity to release the critique, to embrace the devotion. Virgo, Venus in Virgo, to release the people-pleasing in order for you to embrace truth, in order to embrace truth with integrity. I really recommend doing this transit. Do not lie. Don't even do white lies. Okay? Because it's a truly harmonizing and purifying time to be alive. And I would say that it's a great time to really release old karmic vows of silence. And where some of us maybe silences lifetimes where we did lie, and we know through the consequences of that karmic memory, that past life imprint, why it didn't work out well for you. So release the silence as well as release the sacrifice, and really learn if you must learn, or just adopt and challenge yourself to step into what it means to be in a balanced and awakened love story with yourself and the people that you are dealing with every day, even if they're not a romantic lover. So this is Mercury in Libra, this is Venus in Libra, and I'm asking you and I'm telling you now, September 21st, we have the Shaman's Roundtable and activation, okay? And so I say tonight, in your own roundtable, invite this next form of practice within your magic, or come with us in our roundtable, where we practice the healing. We practice the magic activations, the invocations. We practice what it means to remember that you have a shaman within you. And we don't want to wake that shaman up. We want to remember that you're constantly dreaming. Because you, like me and everyone listening, we have a digestive fire, Virgo, of breath work that we can be doing to cleanse the solar plexus so that we can invite a brand new sense of ambition, power, where we're no longer hungry for power. We just embrace that we are naturally powerful, and we can be humble within that. We can offer, within this Shaman's Roundtable, again, like a water offering ritual for Libra's kidneys to actually clarify and harmonize. And finally, we can really focus on things like dream seeding, okay, where we're practicing, where we ask for the new love, the new relationship, the blueprint to love. And instead of just asking, we say and embody and realize that I'm ready to live it. So when I think about this, together we are ready. We can reshape the way that we love. Venus and Virgo, we can reshape, because it's a mutable sign, okay? Change. We can reshape the way that we speak. We can reshape the way that we dream in the waking life and in the dream world. So when I think about this and I look at, September 18th, September 19th, Mercury in Libra, Venus in Libra, it's a time where the eclipse is going to be very potent and powerful for this, okay? Because Venus will be in Virgo. This is a time for sacred refinement. Venus and Mercury are in a love story right now, mutually receptive to each other's wishes and desires for exchange and love. They're holding a mirror to yourself, to myself, and the people you do every day, and they're asking this: are you ready to love? Are you ready for devotional love, but beyond critiquing, to come and step into a certain level of depth with your awareness? Are you ready to speak with this understanding of stepping beyond compromise, and instead realizing that you're ready to embody that shaman, that oracle, that mystic within you who dreams with devotion and truth? And it's a powerful time, okay? So if that is true for you, then welcome, you beloved soul. The evolution is already here, okay? The eclipses are only gonna amplify that and make it so much more potent. So September 21st, we're gonna focus on the earth signs and the psychic abilities of the earth signs. We have 9 psychic abilities that are coming up. And the thing is, these 9 psychic abilities, okay, will be coming out. I'll be dropping it on my YouTube very, very soon. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up and the likes button. I did the work today, so check out the post soon, and you'll be seeing what are the practices that we're going to be focusing on. Hit the thumbs up and the likes button. I thank you for being here on this live transmission for you. I love you. I thank you. I will see you soon. Check out my other eclipse videos and go vote on my polls that I dropped to see what videos would you like next. I think I talked about Mars in Scorpio, Venus in Libra, some other stuff. So thank you for being here. Share this video. Check out our retreats, one-on-one we're doing here in Mexico live with me. If you want to focus on really, again, dreaming as a shaman, dreaming as an oracle, as a mystic, and practicing through those 5 elements: earth, air, fire, ether. You want to focus on coming to a retreat here in Mexico and put the magic into action. I got you. We're doing this one-on-one. It's a possibility. And not only just that, it is a true reality that you're ready to step into. So apply. The link for that is also down below. I will see you soon. This is your Ayurveda Shaman, Pernell Bobby. I love you. Ciao.